Hi, Elena. Good morning. My name is Christine, and I'm going to be your counselor today. So before we get started, I just wanted to quickly mention about confidentiality. And so you should feel like this is a safe space. You can say or not say anything that you want. And we do adhere to confidentiality. So the only times where that is not true is if you say that you are going to harm someone, or if you are at risk of being harmed, then I would have to tell someone. But besides that, this is a safe space. So could you tell me a little bit about why you're here today?
Um, well, I have a boyfriend that I like but don't like because um he's kind of mean.
And how is he mean?
Um, well, he's mean, but he's also like abusive too because and he doesn't really give you privacy because he's always like looking through my phone and he'll also like kick me out of the car at times.
That's a lot. Did you
Yeah,
always
he's always looking through my phone. And he gets like really controlling and he gets jealous and basically he likes to tell you what to do.
How long have you been with him?
3 years.
3 years. And was he always like this?
Probably a year later, so like after the first year, so the past 2 years.
Did anything change in that past year to make him act differently?
I think we're just not really. I don't know. I think we're just different at times.
You mentioned that he might be abusive.
Mm.
Could you tell me a little bit about that? Was there anything in particular that happened, or has he harmed you physically?
Not all the time, but he has hit me a few times. And he's more verbal abuse and more so than physical abuse.
Hmm.
He also hits my friends too.
So you said
Sometimes, just a little bit.
just a little bit. Hmm.
Yeah. Not like all the time, just like a few times.
Well, you've said a lot of things that are not okay for a partner to do, um, in my opinion. We also said that you like him, but you don't. What are the good things about him?
Well, when we were first together, he was really patient and really nice. Um, so when he's like around my family, he's a little different. So they don't really see that side of him.
Hmm.
So they kind of only see the good sides of him instead of, you know, bad sides. And
And when you see the bad side of him, do you do you ever feel like leaving him, or how do you react in those situations?
I have thought about leaving him, but then I also think back to like the first year when things were really good, and then you think it will be like that again. So that's kind of why I stick around.
It sounds like that there is definitely love there, but you're afraid of maybe what would happen if if his abuse or verbal violence or physical violence gets worse. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
And you're here today, so there must be concern that you have for
Yeah.
maybe what the future will hold. You said you've thought about leaving him before. If you did leave him, do you have somewhere that you could go? Do you have friends in the area?
I do have friends, a few friends. Mm. I
Is
do
there
have family, but they're not in the area anymore.
Mm,
So they don't live in the same state as me anymore. Mm.
that must be difficult. So you don't have any family in the area, but you do have friends. But is there anyone that you feel like you trust enough to have said this to before? Does anyone else know about it?
No, no, I haven't told anyone about it. Just because we're not as close because I just moved here, so I don't really know them that well to talk about all of this. We have considered like couples therapy, but I don't know.
How
I
did
don't
he?
know if he's I don't know if he's serious about that. So
Yeah. You've asked him before if he could go to couples therapy.
yeah.
How did
What
he?
would you think of what do you think of that?
I think that's certainly an option. But for couples therapy, um, both parties have to be willing to do the work in that. And it sounds like when you told him about it, he didn't like the idea.
Yeah.
I think that
Do you
that's
think
certainly. Oh, go
do
ahead.
you think I should leave the relationship or
Only you can answer that. Um, you. It sounds like there are some pros and cons of being in the relationship. It also, you've also mentioned that he has hit you a couple of times too. I'd like to go into that a little bit more because oftentimes with um, whether or not this is domestic abuse, I know that that can sound like a scary word, but oftentimes it'll start with controlling behavior, looking through phones, and then it'll progress pretty rapidly. So I want to make sure that you're in a safe situation, and that if he does start showing the signs of the abuse progressing, then you will have a plan in place to leave him if you feel like that's necessary. Can you tell me a little bit more about the last time that he hit you? How long ago was that?
it was about like 6 months ago, but that is because when we met on a dating app, but I still have the dating app on my phone just because I never had the chance to like delete it. And he gets really I guess he was getting really suspicious of why I still had that and just questioning everything.
Mhm.
So I feel like he also has insecurity issues, so that's why he gets really violent because he was once married before the past,
Mm.
and I never know the reason of why she left him. So I would like to figure that out, but I think that's why he gets really defensive about everything.
Mm. And the previous times where he has hit you, was it always around um, this jealousy, insecurity type of theme?
Yeah, for the most part. He just likes everything to go like his way all the time.
And what happens when it doesn't? Do you
But
do you ever see
that
your friends, or what happens when he doesn't get his way in a typical day?
well, he usually lashes out and leaves, and he goes out a lot. He has like anger issues. So we actually don't really live together anymore, but we do see each other sometimes.
Have you thought about either staying with your family or spending some physical time apart? You said you don't live together anymore, and I feel like that might be a good step in just getting a sense of what it feels like to be separated. But maybe going a step further than that and not seeing him for an extended period of time. Do you have any fear that comes up when you think about that possibility, or do you think that that's something you might want to look into?
Well, the thing is, he knows where I live, so he'll come over like
Mm-hmm.
just whenever he wants.
Yeah.
So maybe I should just move, but not tell him where I'm moving to.
That's definitely an option. It
Because
must be
what if,
also to leave your whole life if you've developed friends or work here. What were you going to say?
because what if he like stabs me when I'm like asleep or something?
No,
You
you,
know, because he knows where I live.
Mhm. That's a really valid fear to have, especially considering that he has physically hurt you before. I think that if it sounds good to you, we can help you go into a safe location where he cannot find you. That way you can just gather your thoughts and you don't have to decide anything now, but let's set up another meeting for tomorrow. But in the meantime, if you do decide that you want to go to a safe location tonight, I'll write down some resources for you and we can get you in. Thank you
Really,
so
yeah,
much
that sounds
for
good.
listening. Thanks, Alina.